Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the second part here of Fall of Magic, where we're all playing this thing on this weird show called Once Upon a Game. So let's just keep going. We're in Barley Town. So we just kind of went through the two other spots so far, and we're still figuring out everything, where we're going, who we are, and why. So if you're just tuning in now, you haven't missed much, and I highly recommend you just stick around. So who wants to go next? We just saw the scholar at a battle.
I'll grab this.
Awesome.
Kabu's gonna go to the old abbey.
Try to fit in for the confession.
He like goes up.
Are you the rock that this church was? No,
I know the rocks that the church was built on.
good
he
friends
looks.
of mine.
He looks at the cathedral or the abbey, and he's like, "This is a very beautiful structure, and that is a very beautiful door. I shall go through it." And he just kind of like narrates it as he like walks up to the door and he pushes it over. Well, not over, open, and he like walks in. I picture it to be like one of those grand giant doors on the front of churches, the ones that you wonder why they're so big. This is why they're so big for Golem visitors, you know.
Yeah.
And he comes
like,
in,
Notre Dame, like Gothic.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And he looks at the priest or whomever, whatever the clergy is in this world.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I would like to confess."
Okay.
And the priest is like, "Okay, sure." And he's kind of taken aback. He doesn't know what this is. He's like, are you remote controlled? Remote controlled. I am controlled by the Magus. Okay, well, are you the Magus? No, I am Kabu. Okay, Mr. Kabu, we don't really have a confessional big enough for you. That is fine. We will have confession here. And he points outside to one of the steps, and he like sits down, and he's like, "I have things I would love to confess." The priest is like, "Well, there's a little bit of a confidentiality between confessions." "It does not matter. I know no shame." "Why are you confessing?" "Because I saw other people do it and it looked like fun." "Okay." So the priest sits down. "All right. Do you know what you say?" "Yes. Bless me, paternal family member, for I have sinned." "I'm not really your father." "I know. You're not a rock." "Okay. Well, tell me your sins." "I saw a small human steal the sacred rose of Ravenhall." And what did you do?" "I let her take it." I mean, that's not really a sin. That's bad guard duty on your part." "I know. I also accidentally killed 3 pigeons yesterday." "Did you kill them on purpose?" "No, on accident. They were in my way and I didn't see them and I stepped on them." "Well, I don't understand why you think that's a sin." "I killed a living creature." "Yes, but you're not human." "Oh. But I feel like I feel." "But you don't feel. You're rock. You're a bunch of animate rock animated by magic." "And you know what? I cannot deal with this foolishness. I must ask you to leave." "But I want to be like humans. I want to feel. I want to confess my sins." "I'm sorry. Unless you have flesh and blood and you know of our religion, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You are a construct. You are not human. You do not breathe. You're not alive." But Kabu. Kabu is alive. Kabu is alive. Kabu feels. No, I'm sorry. And the priest kind of walks back in and he kind of like sits there. He's like, but Kabu feels. Kabu feels sad. And then the scene kind of like fades out there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mention. I probably, if I was close by, I would probably be writing it slowly in my notebook and just muttering and just stroking my chin, even though I don't have a beard.
All right, I have a quick scene.
Okay.
On Oak Island. Obviously, Fawn is quite fond of the water streams that run on the babbling brooks that careen to the sides of Barleytown, and they heard that there's good fishing around this island that's called Oak Island, known for a great oak that lives there. And under the shade of this oak, Fawn's resting and looking out of the side over the scenes of Barleytown, and we hear the church bells ring. And this is obviously not a and like we see sort of like the wavy lines as we remove ourselves from Barleytown, and we see the golden spires of Astalia, but we hear similar sounds and things, and we see once again like the camera pans back a little bit, and from the same perspective of from Astalia as Barleytown, we see Fawn, who has a little bag of things, like saying goodbye to this place. So, it's a happy memory that she's leaving Astalia. And this distance, looking at a great big city and hearing the sounds and bustle of a city, just made her reminiscent of that. And she closes her eyes again and dreams happy dreams. Cool. Who else wants to go?
I'll go. Or you can go.
You can go.
Caspian under two.
All right. So later that night, Caspian heads to the Inn of the Axe and Fiddle because Caspian is one of the people. And even though they're the hero, they're also mingling with the common folk. And Caspian's just in the inn. They're singing raunchy bar songs and getting drunk together. And it's a lot of fun.
And those are the songs of your people?
Oh yeah, we just have a lot of like really like common songs. Like we don't have, epic songwriters or great ballads. We just let loose when it's time to relax.
I feel like Bruce Springsteen's from Barleytown.
Yeah.
What's Victoria's Secret?
What? Okay.
Yeah, that's one of his newer songs.
Okay. I haven't heard it.
Okay. River?
Yes. I'm going to go over to the farmer's market because what River needs is clothing that makes them look like they're not from Stormguard. Because they might be going through the Stormguard Mountains, and River is not excited about this, but is going to get prepared for the eventuality that they're going to have to deal with this in the near future if the Magus chooses to go that direction. So they buy clothing that is that of Barleytown, which is not as warm as the clothing from Stormguard and is made from different materials. And they're also not pleased about this. But they're dealing with it. They seem a little bit like irritable, kind of on edge.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I too go to the inn of the Axe and Fiddle. I try to avoid making a big scene of myself, but I am a stranger in this place. I stand out like a sore thumb. I smell of the sea, even though the sea is very, very far away. I dress as a crab singer would, while everyone else is wearing the nice browns and golds of Barleytown. I am dressed in faded blues and nets of gold. I do my best to be, inconspicuous. But my eyes lock eyes with Caspian, who I did not expect to be at this bar. And perhaps Caspian saw me first, and I realized that. How does Caspian... What's going on in Caspian's head when they see me? Is this like a drunk, rowdy, like, oh, hey, my friend showed up? Or is this like, oh, that awkward kid showed up? Or, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on when you see me
So
in your head?
I think like everyone in the bar is very rowdy, right?
Yeah, it's a very
so
rowdy
I
bar.
see this girl come in and like try and project a sea of calm around her, and it's not very effective. Like people come and bump into the table.
Oh, absolutely.
And like maybe someone spills some beer
Yeah.
on her, and Caspian like eventually starts to feel like really awkward, like she's not joining in any of the songs, and like eventually it's like, oh, I have to go. Oh, I have to wake up for my shift tomorrow in the morning. And everyone's like, no, stay, come on, party. And Caspian's like, no. And I think on the way out, he tries to, surreptitiously talk to Fawn, but the problem is,
It's loud.
everyone has their eyes on Caspian, the hero of Barleytown.
Yeah.
And so when he lowers his voice to ask her outside, like everything in the inn just gets quiet, so they can hear what they're saying.
Yeah. Hey, Caspian.
Hi, Fawn. I didn't expect to see you here at the inn. I suppose a crab singer would be drawn to music.
Yeah, I wanted to hear the songs of this great place and just really listen to them.
And it's still like deathly quiet.
Yeah,
and Caspian's like, yeah, come on, you guys, start singing something. And then they start like launching into this new song that Caspian hasn't heard, which is Caspian, the hero of Barleytown.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell a story about how Caspian was on guard late at night, and these brigands tried to sneak in, and they were going to steal all the food from the town stores and set the granary on fire. And Caspian managed to fend them off and save the town from starvation over the winter.
And at the end of the song, like when they're doing the instrumental thing, Fawn is getting into it, and Fawn takes the stage and improvises a final verse about after Caspian goes on the journey with the Magus, he falls in love and lives happily ever after, kind of thing.
Caspian looks so shocked. I love it. Not sure of himself,
and it's a good verse. Like, it sounds good, and everyone likes it, and everyone claps and cheers and thought it's a part of the new one, right? They're like, oh, I didn't know that was the extra part of the song. Like, why didn't anyone tell us that was the part of the song, dude? And like the person who wrote the song is like, I didn't write that part, to the people, and I think that's the scene.
And I also think that they didn't know Caspian's going with the Magus.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Thanks for that. That was perfect.
Yeah, good job.
Who else would like to go?
I
Creates
think
pretty word stories.
I'm going to move the Magus.
Yes.
All right, we're moving the Magus. We come to a fork in the road. I think this is a good place where like Kabu kind of is just like kind of walking sullenly next to the Magus, and the Magus kind of gets fed up with all of Kabu's moping. He looks over at Kabu. Kabu, why are you so sad? Well, a priest says that I cannot feel because I am not human. But you're not. I crafted you out of stone, and I gave you will. All right, now that we're done with that, we come to a fork in the road. We need to decide which way we go. Well, life is an everlasting journey. That is not what I mean, Kabu. All right, well, we could go this way, goes to the Mistwood. But I heard there's dangers in there. Or we could go this way to Stormguard. And he looks back over at River. Wouldn't that be exciting?
That is one word for it, yes.
That
And
is one word.
Caspian speaks up and he says, "You know, we have Magus. I am sure you have noticed, but multiple members of your entourage do not really wish to go to Stormguard.
I see. Multiples of my entourage does not wish to go to Stormguard. So we will go to Stormguard.
Of course.
Of course.
You're the
As
boss.
soon as I say this, as soon as I go to River and go, and I go to River and go, I'll protect you. I also
I
make sure
don't
you're protected.
need your protection, Bookworm.
That's not nice for someone who is.
And like
Stormguard is not. Yeah.
Kind of wipes like a tear from his cheek, though he can't produce tears because he doesn't have tear ducts. And we are now in the Stormguard Mountains. Isn't it grand?
Yes.
Maybe we can get you a pardon, River.
I'm sure that's on the table.
Well, why would it be on the table? We don't have a table.
It's a figure of speech.
I see. Very good.
Cool.
By the way, okay, so are we going to do the coming storm, or are we just going to skip it? Just curious about that.
No, I mean, I think that is the coming storm. Is figurative.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Is choosing this, knowing about, our own Storm Guardian. Right. Like knowing about River. I feel like that. Like I think that's a perfect answer to the coming storm.
Okay, so now we're going to.
We have the Storm Queen Pass, taking shelter, and scouting ahead. We have 3 choices.
Yes.
So this is a new part. This is something with the numbers that we haven't seen before. You're gonna roll a d6, and that's going to tell us the danger that you fear. Okay. And so you, I forget when you're actually supposed to do this. Sometimes you do it at the end. Sometimes you do it at the beginning. Sometimes you want to do it at the middle. Like you build up to the part where like, okay, now what is it? Right? It's totally up to you how you want to play with it. But you do have to roll to see what the danger is. And so I'm actually going to pick that one as my first part, right? So once again, I'm off walking around looking for stones to pick up and put into my little purse, right? I'm looking for worn stones oddly shaped or really smooth. And it gives me a time to be scouting ahead. So let me roll a d6. News from the east. Ooh. I know what it is. So, we see for the first time one of the golden eagles of Astalia carrying a scroll. And I think there's other people who can. Anyone who's who wants to can be looking at this and see the eagle and see me get a scroll and read from it. And I quickly tear it up. But for anyone interested, what it says is that it's an apology letter from a prince in Astalia, saying that they overreacted and that you would be welcome. They would be happy to have you back in Astalia. Maybe you know that because this certain gold eagle is like a rare one, and you know that like only this prince would have it, or something like that. But that's what it says, and you see me getting it, and I tear it up in frustration, and I come back. I ignore picking up my stones.
I feel like Kabu would have gone with Fawn, just as like kind of protection on the scouting.
Yeah.
Even though he's just a giant walking stone, and he sees you tear up the letter. But before he got a glance at it, somebody overreacted. Was it you?
You're really nosy for a bundle of rocks.
And you're a thief.
I beg your pardon?
I could have squished you. And he like picks up his giant stone hand and goes, I could have squished you like a bug, but I let you confess your love with that white rose. So tell old Kabu, what happened? I have no ears to give you, but if I did, I'd lend you an ear.
It's stupid. It's just human things. It's Estalian culture.
I've never been to Astalia.
It's I say very sarcastically, the city of magic, where all things are possible. Except when it comes to who you get to marry.
Was it an arranged marriage, or was it a marriage by choice?
I say, I look at you without saying it's obviously arranged, right? But I just like you pick up without saying anything what it was, and I want to change the subject, and I say, it's getting cold. We should start a fire. Do you press me for more information, or do you?
I feel like Kabu would see that she deflected.
Yeah.
And get up.
You're wise. You're a sharp rock.
Puts his hand on Fawn's not like a hand, maybe like a finger.
Yeah.
Like a there. You will tell me when you feel like telling me. But for now, and he reaches over and grabs like a very young, thin tree and rips it out of the ground. We make fire. Yeah. Though I forgot to bring my flint. Damn.
Let's go see if Justice has some. That scholar has a bunch of stuff in their bag. And
yes.
Go. Cool. Thanks, man. That was perfect. Cool. That's my scene.
Can I scout ahead too? You know, I keep interrupting.
Of course. You can. Of course, we can scout ahead.
I keep interrupting you. Go ahead, River.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do taking shelter.
Cool.
Gosh. Sorry, I keep unplugging my headphones.
It's okay.
So
Just me, yes.
River knows this area pretty well. So they have kind of set up a camp and a part of the rock face in the mountains that's sheltered. So there's a place for a fire and some bedrolls somewhere that's out of the storm. They they make some tea, some hot drink for whoever wants some. And whoever wants story time with River can feel free.
I'll
Cabo
probably-
loves stories. And
I probably my cat would probably notice, but he would probably be enjoying the shelter, and he would enjoy just hearing the story from your perspective. So he would just he just would be
I
probably
would
on a
be
higher.
So Caspian is suspicious of River because River is one of the two not so good members of this party. It's like, let's
I would
make
be-
sure
Seriously,
they're not
I'd be
here's the
following
other one you're
Caspian.
talking about.
So I'm just going wherever Caspian would go. So if
Yeah.
Caspian's there, I'm there, and if I'm not, I'm not.
Okay.
Everybody gets story time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just hit my mic stand.
It's okay.
So
By the way, just making sure you all can hear me okay, right? I just
Yeah.
want to make sure. Yep, thank you.
So, River tells the story about how the first Storm Queen got her queendom. That it was in a battle that she won by the skin of her teeth by using cunning and by using the lay of the land and by knowing the storms. And it's basically like, now it's told as like a tale about like, hey, pay attention to the weather. But River tells it more as like a military thriller.
Oh.
Intriguing. My cat would probably note the weirder story of it, like you telling it as a military thriller instead of the audience, but he wouldn't really he probably wouldn't really say anything about it. He just would raise an eyebrow slightly at it.
I think if nobody else does it, I think Caspian will take a lute and like strum like dramatic chords at appropriate moments.
I would be helping you for sure with my
Right.
little shrimp flute.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, River uses the light from the fire to do shadows on the
Nice.
rock face.
This is a high quality production.
Yeah.
I'll be the rock face. You're just doing it on my chest. Gabu's
This is
helping.
Nice.
Yeah. But by the way, Kabu, I have a gift for you later. You'll.
I love gifts.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Okay, so is that the end of your scene, River? Got it. Okay, so I guess I'll do one now because I did that. I'll be doing one with at the Storm Queen Pass, the worsening weather. Okay, I probably actually asked Cabo to come with me just because you actually provided good shelter.
Yeah, I mean that seems very reasonable.
Yeah, just making sure that's okay with Cabo.
No, that's all good. Go for it. You said it, so it be.
My character looks up over the horizon and there's clearly a huge storm heading the way. And I'm just like, we're gonna move on soon. We got to get to proper shelter. And I just start scribbling notes into my notebook. And I look at Cabo and go, by the way, you're more human than that priest ever will be. Just letting you know that now.
Thank you, Master Justice.
Don't call me Master Justice. You are an intriguing being.
And you are a bookworm.
Thank you for the compliment. I actually do consider that a compliment.
And I hope you do.
I look up and go, look up at the resident and go, that is some bad weather coming our way.
Yes. It would be advantageous if
To
we
move.
started to move as soon as possible.
Agreed. By the way, I would like you to, for one, have this book and to protect it when the weather comes. And I go in and reach for a scroll, and I hand it to him.
Kabu takes the scroll and puts it in his mouth.
Okay, and I pretty much that is a account of everything that I have known you have done, not just this adventure through however long have known you, watching you in the garden, everything, all your deeds, all your goodness, all your kindness. I just thought maybe you would like to read it to actually thought you'd like to have it.
Ah, well, whenever I learn to read, I will definitely read it.
I probably could teach you on the road, but for now, let's head back to camp and tell everybody the news.
Ah, yes.
Aw.
So
And
Kabu
see.
is going to do his scene, scouting
Yes.
ahead.
Yes.
They get back, they tell everybody about the coming storm, and Kabu looks to everyone and says, I'm going to go on ahead and see if the way is clear. And if it is not clear, I will make a new path. And let's see. Is that a D6? That is a
Yeah, it's a-
D6.
Ambush, news from the east, and sunbreak. What are those things? Up to you.
Ooh.
News from the east.
News from the east. I feel like Kabu would come across like a patrol from Stormguard who's patrolling the mountainside, and he looks over at the regiment. Ah, hail, friends! The guard looks over at the golem. We're no friends of yours, but hello. Are you from Stormguard? And they look down at their colors and the regalia and the crest on their armor. What gave it away? It's your mannerisms and your colors. They are so nice. I remember a friend, River, who used to wear the same colors. Oh, you know River, eh? Yes. Did you know that she's a fugitive? Yes. And you're harboring her? Yes. We're going to have to arrest you and take you before the queen. Are you going to Stormguard? Yes. All right. Well then, come with me. I'll show you our friends, and you can safely take us to Stormguard. And he comes back and he brings the regiment of guards who quickly look at River, and then they have their pole arms and they kind of like level them to it. All right, miss, you're gonna come with us. Wait a minute. And like Kabu reaches over and snaps the pole arm. No need for violence. We're coming cooperatively. Oh, well, as long as you don't squish us, as long as you do not hurt Miss River, you will not be killed. Okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thanks, Kabu.
I wanna see what's in my future. Where am I? There are a lot of things here. I'm this way. All right, let's roll 1d6. I want to roll it to start. But sitting here, I'm gonna think of 3 different stories I can tell. An ambush. Okay.
Ooh.
So Caspian is walking up ahead, and I think as they are just going around a corner, 3 of the Stormguard soldiers bump into them, and something's being typed. Oh. And just around the corner, and Caspian looks at them and it recognizes them as one of the bandits from the bandit raid earlier. And upon this instant recognition, like both of them go for their weapons, and there's an epic battle. So I think that Caspian is cut on an arm, because that's where the normal battle damage takes place in these kind of stories. And the 3 Stormguard soldiers make their escape.
Okay. Cool. Then. All right. Can we hear you, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's perfect.
And
Cool.
and can you hear the background noise?
No, everything's perfect.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank
Nice.
you. Just making sure.
Awesome. Okay, so who wants to go next?
Okay. So so what basically happened there? So I was but
There was an ambush with Stormguard forces. But Caspian,
and I assume Caspian and Kubu handled this, I presume.
Caspian, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got cut in my arm. You know,
Cool.
the TV arm cut thing.
Yeah.
You ever been cut in your arm? It's not so nice.
I probably would offer to help bind it. Like I probably carried some herbs that I could use to make sure it doesn't get affected.
Oh no, I can handle it.
Okay, cool.
I'm tough.
Okay, good. So who else has not done a scene? Just want to make sure.
I think
we all
have.
We've all done at least one.
So,
Got it.
how about we move the Magus? And we
Agreed.
get this going to Stormguard Castle.
Do hospitality of the Queen. This is gonna be fun.
I feel like the Regiment of Stormguard forces that Kapu has brought back are like they're walking us to Stormguard. They don't have us bound because they're afraid that if they try to bind Kabu, he's just gonna break out of them and stuff. Kind of like Luke Cage in the trailer for Defenders, where they have like the cuffs on him and he just breaks and he like looks at the guards and says, "Oh, my bad," kind of deal. So they don't have them bound because they're coming cooperatively, and the Magus is like, "Kabu, you led them directly to us." "Yes, master. They were looking for River. I helped them." "Yes, but in turn, you've gotten River into a lot of trouble." "No, we will clear her name. Like you said, we can get her a pardon." That's a possibility, Kabu. You need to think more abstract and less literal. "Ah, abstract. Like art." And that's where we arrive at the front gates of Stormguard Keep or Castle.
I want to do something here. That's okay.
Sure.
This is gonna be a big level one.
I'm going to the Court of Swords. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. So, I'm sworn to give testimony in front of Elena Storm Queen and her retinue about Justice's behavior as sort of like a character witness, right? And so I'm gonna roll a d6. I'm gonna see what I get here, because this is gonna definitely shade how I go with this. I was really hoping for a 6 there.
What did you get for me?
Okay,
Who is right?
Who is right? So, I play dumb with Elena Storm Queen, being like, you know, I'm just a crab singer. I don't know what's going on. And I am just letting her kind of like tell me more about what's going on than I am giving back to her. So it's basically feeding me the rope that's going to hang her argument. And so this goes back and forth. I say, "Oh, I'm afraid I just don't know what you mean. I haven't seen that before." And what are you talking about when you say that Stormguard has this, you know, like, you know, these customs and these things? And obviously I know all about them, but I'm just playing dumb. And Elena Storm Queen is like, you petulant child, how could you, you know, why did it, who asked you to come up here and discuss things with matters like this with me? You clearly could not tell your left foot from your right. And that's when I go, well, actually, And based what you said a couple of minutes ago seems to contradict what you just said now about how the methods and the laws work of Castle Stormguard regarding hospitality, and that even someone who would be considered a criminal would still be offered the right of passage and definitely should not be kept in the stockades. Certainly, they must answer for their crimes, but it seems wrong to offer hospitality and then put someone in prison. That's not the hospitality rules that Stormguard is known. And I kind of catch her in a bind like that, and she bites her tongue and orders it so that River is released from the stockades.
For now.
Aw,
Nice.
thanks.
And of course, then we see after I leave, Elena's like, keep a guard on that wily child, you know.
Mhm.
I'd like to go now. So I think after that, Caspian and River are invited to the Hall of Knights because the Storm Queen has declared us both to be the best. So while we're like walking through I think it's like this giant vault underground, almost like a mausoleum, and there are caskets and statues and honor guards everywhere. And eventually, we're like taken this place where you see Caspian statue and there's River's statue. What's River's like greatest accomplishment?
There was a tournament, like a dueling tournament that River won. Maybe like 7 years ago.
Nice. So Caspian is impressed by this. A tournament between knights of equal skill. I wish I could say the same about my own accomplishments. And at this point, the Storm Queen shows up, and she says, "Your accomplishments have put enough of a thorn in my side, Caspian." And Caspian's like, "What? What are you doing here?" And the Storm Queen says, "You have been inducted into the Hall of Knights, yes, but this shall also be your tomb." And then the guards attack, and Caspian dies.
Wait, what?
Caspian dies. He doesn't win the fight. Like they're in the depths of the Hall of Knights, and he is slain.
Oh,
Does River escape?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like at this moment, as River's running out, Kabu walks in and sees Caspian being slain. And Kabu has these like etchings and like kind of swirls on like engraved into his body, and as soon as he sees the king slay Caspian, they just glow bright red as if like attack mode has been initiated.
Oh shit.
And he goes over and he grabs the king's sword and snaps it in two and
it's the
throws
queen,
it.
by the way.
The queen?
Yeah.
The Storm Queen.
Oh, okay. I heard Storm King.
Sorry.
And he's like, "You have slayed one of Kabu's friends. As it has been ingrained into me by the great Magus, I sentence you to death." And he kind of like grabs the queen and just like grabs her by like a shoulder and then by the waist and starts ripping her apart. And he just tosses the corpse onto the floor, and he looks at the guards and says, "Well then, come. I will slay you too." And just like all these guards just come charging because they just witnessed their monarch being slain by this giant stone, and he just starts squishing the knights. He picks up the one armored knight and like crumples him like a soda can in his own armor, and he just throws him down to the ground, and the soldiers just sitting there gasping for air because he's now entombed in his own armor. at this point, he runs out. Well, he doesn't run. He kind of just like walks out because
Strides.
they keep trying to attack him, but like just little bits of him are being chipped off, but nothing like no gashes, no loss of limbs and stuff. And he takes the doors and he pushes back the like guards that are coming after him as he walks out the door, and he like flings them back. And he closes the doors and he takes like these giant statues, and I start tipping them over and piling them up against the door, kind of like entombing them in the castle. Well, not really, but they'll have to find another way out. And he looks at the others and is like, well, get your affairs in order. I just killed the monarch.
Nice.
Fuck. Okay, and remember, you can also do flashback scenes. Those are an option. So you're not
We're not tied.
You're
to
not
this
like
time
having to
limit.
deal. Yeah, you're not stuck with the immediate aftermath that should had if you don't want it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's no rules that say I can't play anymore. So
Yeah. I'm just curious, like, you're dead, so that, unless you want to try and become a spirit, which would be kind of awesome. Like,
yeah, I'm into that. Or you can
Yeah.
resurrect me, or some
We'll
other
see.
weird shit.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know what's
see.
going to
Don't worry.
happen.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
werewolf shit.
I'm a spooky ghost. Woo!
Yes. Okay.
We're in a-
Okay.
Oh, go for it.
You can go first. I still have a lot to do.
Let's see. We're gonna flash back to the Court of Swords, where we will roll a d6. Oh, we got a 6. A Justice of the Storm Queen.
Oh.
Let's see. I feel like it's after the trial, after that River was let go, set free, and after the Storm Queen had said, "Keep an eye on Fawn," that Cabu started following Storm Queen. In the sense that he would go around the castle wherever she was, pick up a statue, stand in its place, and like hide the other statue, and kind of like listen in. And he overhears that the Storm Queen is like not happy that River got a pardon. And she is not happy that the Magus and her friends are here. That they are going to set a trap in the Hall of Knights, and she's going to battle out with River, which would lead into Caspian's demise. And then that kind of like prompts Kabu's like, I must warn the others. And by this time, Caspian and River were already in the Hall of Knights, but because Kabu is not the best runner, because every time he runs he kind of just falls over, he has to walk at a normal pace all the way to the Halls of Knights, and that
like a turtle.
Exactly, and that leads into when he just walks in the door and realizes he was too late.
Oh no, that's perfect. Fuck. That's really good. That's
Yes. Okay.
I like to do a scene with Fawn at the stockades.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Um.
Am I part of the party that's releasing you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So River is in a cell, like the same cell that they were put in when they were first arrested for the murders that they did. And they're they're like pretty resigned to this, so they're surprised to see Fawn show up, and they kind of like swing their legs off from the cot that they're on, and they're like, Fawn.
River, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Look,
What are you doing here?
Well, I got you out of here. She says pretty proudly, like kind of smug. Like, I got you out of here.
You didn't need to do that.
Nonsense. It's the least I could do for you. Now, let's talk about this pardon. And, like... And clearly that's not where you want to go right now. And
Yeah.
Yeah. But, Oh, my dear, what are my manners? Listen. And I pull out from a bag. And the observers of this would have been the bag of the stones. I pull out and it's bread. It's fresh bread. And each of the stone, I pull out one stone, and it turns into we see it turns a stone, and it comes out to be like a muffin, right? And I give you some water, and I'm like, you must be starving. Here. And it looks like it's like a delicious, like maple syrup, brown sugar, a type muffin. It's
River very cautiously tastes it.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
How did you do this?
And I did all of this. All of this I say is I guess growing up in Astalia has some perks. It's not all bad, I should say. I kind of look at you and I'm like, kind of unlike this place. I can kind of see why. This is not a nice place. Kind of a downer. I say very casually. Look, I don't know who you were before we met, but this isn't magic talking. I know that there's good in you, and I know that whatever's happening with this Magus and why they chose you to go on this journey, I think they see the same thing or at least I think I can see some of what they see. And I'll be damned if I let a friend left in the stockades.
I'm still the same person I was before I left. I'm still the same person I was when I was sentenced the first time. I've made peace with that. And I don't know what this good is that you see in me, but I hope that I can live up to it.
In Astalia, we say that we say a person's soul is but a candle glowing. And I know I think maybe you spend so much time having everyone say how dark it is that you forgot to see the light of your own candle.
Aww.
Come on, let's go.
Okay, yeah, scene.
Yeah.
Keep the scene.
Cool. Nice.
Now, let's see. I'm the only one who has yet to done something. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. I am stuck between two, and I have decided Tomb of the Storm King.
Mm-hmm.
Outside there is chaos. The queen is dead. Here, and knowing this, I know it is time. While everybody is running off and trying desperately to get rid of who I only presume is some monster, aka Kabu, I realize that quickly. I sneak into the tomb of the first of the Storm King. Oh, what many consider the first Storm King. One of the greatest. He started Castle Stormguard and went on a military conquest. He captured Inalia. He captured my homeland of Inalia. Sorry, it's Dahlia. It's Dahlia. My mistake. Um, and from that he defeated a certain noble about 200 years back. A certain noble who and took his sword, a sword that rightfully belongs to my noble house and me. I break the casket open and steal the sword for myself, shine it a bit, and go, well, let's hope all those years of studying books or sword training will work up. I go up and I immediately kill one person with a simple swipe and go, yep, still as good as ever. Sleeve it and just sleeve it and go, now it's time to get everybody. And with this, I start running, trying to find River, Kubo, and Caspian, who I did not Caspian, who I did not know is dead. With a new weapon, the sword of knowledge and power.
Ah, like an Excalibur.
Yeah, it's my as I said, it's not exactly magic. It's just quite very sharp, very well kept, and it has some magic that it doesn't break. It's a very good sword.
He went through the quest of the 5 chivalric virtues. He fought the hermit. He imported a game from Witcher 1, and he got Aeronite. Good. GG. Have fun.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't import the Mass Effect armor. It breaks the lore.
Okay. So I think that's everybody. So who wants to do a scene now?
Or move the Magus.
Yeah.
Okay. I can imagine okay, so where's the Magnus? We've decided the Magnus would be a river, isn't that correct?
Yep. It's right up here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so we're at the crossroad again. But first, I can imagine us quickly with me actually escorting some people out because it's because pretty much it's a case of, well, shit, the whole thing is chasing us. We better get out and just run. With us running. And I actually would like to do it that we do a dice just because we didn't have much time to consider and we just want to quickly make a choice.
Okay. Roll.
And is that okay? Just want to make sure. Like, we're not washed. We don't exactly have time to choose. I just want to make sure everybody's okay with that.
You can just choose.
What?
You can just choose too.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a group choice.
But if you want to do randoms,
Oh shit. Yeah. So how do I do that?
/roll.
/roll.
Space.
1d2. Space.
Let's say Math of Deep is 1. The Ice Rail 2.
Yeah.
2. Which
Ice Rail.
Okay, got it. So cool. So we use the Ice Rail.
What's the debt?
Well, what is the debt?
Who has to pay it?
The debt you owe. Yep. This is the magazine.
Okay, so who? Me? Do you want to do it? Me, River, who?
It's you. You moved.
Oh yeah, that's right. I look back at the Magnus and go, get out the sword again and just go, well, I just need to get to install it to return it to its rightful place. I look at the Magnus and go, well, that was more intriguing than I thought it was. I look back at River and go, so, seems the Storm Guard might have fallen. Possibly. I have no idea who's going to be the new ruler.
Nice
Hello?
sword.
What?
Ah, yes, that is a very nice sword, Master Justice. Where did you get
Do not call me Master, please. Okay, I remind you that once more. Yeah. And I go, from this I go, So I we lost Caspian, and I sort of do a small thing of look at his scroll that has all his accomplishments on it. Well, several scrolls. I owe a debt in Estadia. let's just say I left not on the best of terms. I'm not a fugitive like you, and I have not done anything illegal, but I'm not exactly on the best of terms.
Kabu places a finger on Justice's head, like a there. It is fine, Sir Justice. She wasn't right for you anyways. But it's good that you're going back and finding closure.
I am not. That is not what happened. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it now. Let's just set up camp and scene.
I love
train.
Kabu is amazing. I'm just going to say that Kabu is genuinely one of the best characters I have ever seen. By the way, Caspian, do you have any idea of how you're going to be returning? I'm
It's up
just
to you
curious.
guys. Or listen, dude, this shit gets weird. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
Yes.
just believe.
That's
Yeah.
like in Narnia.
I believe that. I believe Kabu realizes that he needs Caspian's body before they leave Stormguard, and he crashes through one of the walls, picks up Caspian's body as they're leaving, and then gets back, and that's how they end up on the ice rail. Yeah. So he has Caspian's body, and he plops it down on a table. Let's see. He's gonna go. Let's see where he's gonna go. He's gonna go to the dining car. Okay. And I don't know how he's fitting on this massive train. I feel like he kind of punched a hole in the dining car just so he could sit. And he looks to the Magus and he's like, well, we could bring him back. And the Magus is like, no. We sworn off bringing back the dead. We've already done that once. Yes. But it was a good cause last time, and it was a good cause this time. Well, what we would need is a binding stone. Oh. Well, Kabu reaches over and grabs one of the crystal formations that are growing like warts on his back, and he breaks it off. Well, this could be a binding stone. Oh, I see. All right. Well, do we have something that was precious to him?
White wires.
Pointed looks at Fawn.
Looks over at Fawn. We have Fawn.
And I've been looking inconsolable this whole time. That was my love. So
and then Kabu realizes, wait. He reaches into he sticks a finger and tries to fish out the white rose that is probably tainted with blood right now.
Yeah, it's red.
So it's actually underneath my hat.
It's underneath your hands?
Hat. I'm wearing a hat.
Okay, so he takes off Caspian's hat and he picks out the white rose. We have this, the most beautiful white rose in all of your rose garden. Ah, yes, I see. And this was truly precious to him? Yes, it was a confession of love. I see. This truly has his heart on it. All right. So the mage just kind of sits down and he kind of draws out these arcane circles over Caspian's body and around the floor, and he commands Kabu to put Caspian in the middle of the circle. He then fuses. He burns the rose and sprinkles the ash over the essence stone, and he asks for the letter opener that Justice has, which I assume, being your master.
Yeah, I immediately take out my just more little knife and just give it to him.
And he begins to cut out Caspian's heart. And as he removes his heart, he places the stone where his heart should be. And he begins to perform this ancient magic that would bind Caspian's spirit to the stone and would give the stone a vessel, which would be Caspian's body. But it wouldn't be a perfect vessel. Caspian's body would still be dead, but his soul would be in the stone, so he would have to be placed in a new vessel every couple of years, whether it be like another dead body or a construct or something.
Mhm.
So
Rough.
Yep. Welcome back to the land of the living.
Sort of.
you're
Yeah.
still technically dead.
That's all. Cass was like blinking. It's like, oh my gosh.
How do you feel?
Oh, my head.
Well, at least he feels everything went right. The side effect would be that he feels nothing, and he truly has a heart of stone. Literally does, but it is fine.
Yeah.
You are alive.
Yay.
You may want to be careful. Your skin's going to start decaying, but it's fine. We made a phylactery.
Your skin might start decaying. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
You haven't done this too many times before, have you, Vegas?
No, the last time I did was to bring this log back. And he points over at Kabu.
Oh boy, this is going to be complicated. Okay. Thank you, Megas. I guess now I can continue to serve.
Well, technically, you're free to do as you wish. I mean, any oaths that hinged on your death are now fulfilled.
I guess that's technically true. But this is important to the world, that magic not die completely.
This is also very true.
How are you, by the way, Megas?
Huh? How am I? Oh, I am great. My golem decided to kill a monarch. My apprentice decided to...
Yes, I know.
steal
I know everything now.
He knows everything. It's just been a long road. I just want to get to where we're going and be there.
Yes, that's good. I'm looking forward to the trip.
And I'm looking forward to hopefully finding a cure for your leprosy. Or, well, we'll say it's leprosy. We don't want people knowing that you're actually dead.
Okay. I think Caspian gives Fawn a look, like kind of like an apology.
Kabu looks over at Fawn. Everything still technically works in some degree. And he gives Fawn like a wink, like.
River says, "Okay, Kabu, let's go take a walk."
I like walking, and he stands up and he stands up and he starts walking, creating more of the roof just coming off with him as he walks. It's like kind of deal.
Oh, cool. And I think that's scene, and we're overdue for our second break. So we're gonna go back real quick, refreshen up, and we're gonna continue for the last part here of Once Upon a Game presents Ball of Magic on the other side of the 6-minute break. So see you then.
Cool.
Bye.